To you, brother, that we were going to get you. Now the time is here. Now all the money in the world and all the money that your mama's got is not going to stop the Rock and Roll Express. Because when we get through with you, baby, you're not going to have a bucket or a window to throw it out of, because rock and roll is coming to get you. Woo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the World Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express. Now let's go to the ring. The World, the Road Warriors. I was getting ready to call them the World Warriors, but look at them. They're awesome.
I tell you what, they arrive in the ring like they can take on the entire world, don't they, David?
That they do. Hawk's in there. Presses. Position hard. Slam on the mat. Paul Ellering's outside. These men, they want the Russians. They want them awfully bad, Tony.
Well, David, one thing, we saw Paul Ellering outside of the ring. It's really good to see that he does not have that neck brace. There he is, does not have that neck brace on anymore. As you know, an injury suffered at the hands of the Russian team.
All right, watch this. Animals up. Oh, my. Oh, here it comes. He's got him.
Slam. That it was Hawk. And it put him up. And the animal just dives off.
World heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Let me ask you one thing out there. Let's make it real short. What in the world is causing all this? I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact the name's Ric Flair, and it's the fact that I'm your world's heavyweight wrestling champion, whether you like it or not.
All right, Mr. Flair, we have to go to a commercial break, but I'd like to talk to you after that.
David, I'll be here all night long.
All right, let's go. We'll be back with more. World heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
In response to the people that are intelligent enough to be cheering for the world champion, my hat goes off to you. For those of you that are stupid enough to be on the negative side of life, let me just say one thing, especially if you're a young lady: to know me is to love me. And just because Rock Hill, South Carolina is not a big enough establishment for me to open up Space Mountain, don't go home crying tonight, because all you got to do is get in your car and drive to Chicago, drive up to Charlotte, drive over to Baltimore, Philadelphia, Grand Rapids, Richmond, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and if my name's on the marquee, after I get through beating up Ronald Garvin, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, whoever is a misfortunate one, if you're 18 years old or over, Space Mountain will be open all night long. Now, David Crockett, there seems to be some conjecture as to why a custom-made man like myself would lower himself to be wearing wearing designer jeans on national TV. I'll tell you, it's like this. A young flight attendant said to me one time, she said, Nature Boy, when you got a designer body, put it in designer jeans. So put that camera down there one time, buddy. Show them what I'm talking about. Not the Rock and Roll Express, not Magnum TA, but Ric Flair. Woo! Your world heavyweight wrestling champion forever and ever, whether you like it or not. Unless you're man enough to walk that aisle and take this from me, you're just second best. And I love being called Slick Rick. Woo! Forever.
All right, the world heavyweight champion Ric Flair in the ring. The man that put his lights out. There you see him right there. The hands of stone, Ron Garvin.
You know, David, Ron Garvin, we've seen it so many times, and especially in the conflicts that he's had with Ric Flair, he doesn't back down. He is not intimidated one bit, is he?
He's really not. And he says that he has Ric Flair's number. He knocked him out. We've seen that. We know he can do it. Ric Flair knows he can do it.
Ric Flair knows. You're right. Ron Garvin certainly has solidified himself as one of the top contenders for that world heavyweight title that Ric Flair holds.
Hey, Tony, coming up, we're going to have a conversation with Arn Anderson. You know he's going to be a happy individual.
Yeah. Considering what has happened to those national tag team titles. And by the way, later on, Arn Anderson, David, will defend his world television title right here on TV.
That's today. Great. And Tony, like you talked about right at the top of the program, the Russians are going to be with us. And when they come out here, I want to talk to them about what they did to Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes, what they tried to do.
Now, you fans, I'm sure we'll get to see that later on. It's really not a pleasant thing to look at.
But it's typical of the co-ops.
Things we've come to expect from them. Look at Garvin, though, David.
Watch him. Takes him now. Puts him out. Stands there. Oh. Here he goes. Open hand. Right to the chest. Snapmare takes him out. The man can wrestle. He can fight. He can dish out that punishment. Tony's ain't tried. Here he goes. Across into the ropes. Good. Puts that hand out. Measures him. Hands of stone. Takes another one down. Sits on him for good measure. And that's it. The man's got his number. Ron Garvin has Ric Flair's. Ladies and gentlemen, with me, the world television champion, Arn Anderson, minus a championship.
Yeah, David Crockett, if the fact that the national tag team strap is not here is conspicuous, it's not the fact that we got beat. As you well know, nobody's beat us, but the NWA has saw fit to strip us of that simply because the injury to Ole Anderson is worse than we thought. Now, you got to admit, you've known him a long time. If he would have been physically able to come out here and defend this belt, he would have. So I'm going to put that aside. But what I am going to do, Dusty Rhodes, number one, is hold you personally accountable. It's your fault. You and those 200-300-pound Road Warriors hurt him, broke his leg on purpose. That's the reason that you've delved into my money supply. When they stripped us of those belts, you got into my bank account, and I take that personally. But we're going to move on to something more important. You send a painted lady out here to insult me, to threaten me, to tell me I'm next. If this is what you consider yours, this is what you want. There's not going to be any sanctioning body come on the scene and tell me that we're going to take this away from you. This is going to have to be taken from me in 20 minutes, and you're going to have to take it physically. And you just remember one thing, Dusty Rhodes, and you remember it well, or anybody else that wants to come and try to get my meal ticket. There's not a man on the face of the earth can beat me in 20 minutes, period. And you remember that too, David Crockett. This is mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the ring.
David, one would think, you know, From the
Listen.
comments. Oh. They're really after that team. One would think by the comments of Arn Anderson, he sounds a little insecure about titles right now.
I guess so. Tony, watch the match in the ring.
Be a great six-man.
The Russians, Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff, and Baron von Raschke, the great German wrestler. In there, Sam Houston, the Spitfire from Texas. Well, watch him go. Ivan stride. Good drop kick. Sam Houston has the Italian staying. And Patrick Tanaka, these young men, they're the young lions. Here he goes! Has that arm twisting. Ivan is always the one that goes in first. He's the general, the commander. He's got to feel out the other team. Across, catches his foot right in the midsection. Makes that tag now. Nikita, here he comes. The Russian Nightmare. Goes in, starts that choke. You look at Nikita and Ivan and the Baron von Raschke and what they try to do. To America's team. We're going to see it. All right, here it goes again. All right, the Baron still stomping away on the Italian staying. Staying trying to fight back. Ivan comes in now. Tony, this is some six-man, though. Those Russians and that German. David. Well, here goes Patrick. He's chopping away. Ivan goes right for the eyes. Too much muscle right there. Well, Koloff had made the tag. Tanaka was not. He knew exactly what he was doing. Tanaka did not realize that. The claw. He's got him down with that claw. Come on, Patrick. Fight it. Fight. Make it to the rope. Houston's over there cheering him on. Come on. Come on. Get up. Get up. Come on. Come on. That's it, David. The steel claw by the Baron. And Tanaka still there. Once again, we take a look at the claw by Baron von Raschke. And as you watch that, a reminder, Paul Jones and his monster, the Barbarian.
Well, you know, David, you know what they say, money talks and promises walk. Well, brother, $10,000 is going to bring the real weasels out of the closet. That's right, I'm offering $10,000 for any man that can defeat the Barbarian in 3 feats of strength. And let me tell you something right now. I know the rules, and the rules are fair. All you have to do, if you want $10,000, you come after it, and we'll do it right here on national television. You know, I hear wrestlers come out and they say this and they say that. Well, brother, I don't believe you and the people don't believe you until you get in that ring and prove it. Talk is cheap. You know, I think if they cut down the interview time here, David, and all the wrestlers would take that time to spin in the ring to prove themselves. A lot of wrestlers get out here and they try to prove themselves by talking. Well, brother.
A lot of managers, too.
A lot of managers. Brother, I'm out here to talk for this animal behind me because he backs up anything I say in that ring. And if there's any wrestler in the dressing room right now that thinks they can defeat him in the 3 feats of strength, then get in the ring right now. And I doubt it. What?
Ron Bass?
Ron Bass I told Ron Bass one time that he had more guts than brains. Now, Ron Bass, you think about it for 1 second. Do you think $10,000 is worth your career? That's right, because this may end your career if you ever take this challenge.
Hot legs. Oh, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
You know, Davey, you know, all over the world, when you open up things, a lot of controversy going on. A lot of people want to get involved in a lot of heavy situations. You see what the Russians are doing. You seen what Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, America's team is fighting. Well, Daddy, Arn Anderson, you come out here and you talked about a lot of things. But in your breath and your fear, Daddy, and your worst fear, and your worst nightmare, you forgot about the bull. And that's the biggest mistake you ever made, baby. Because 1986, I said it, Daddy, that's the year of the rage. And when it rages, baby, it's going to be all over your shadow. Because this is a man coming out of vengeance. I closed out 85, like I said, and my feelings as a loser. And 86 is a way back. As you're reading about it, Daddy, there's a lot of good ball players transferring to a lot of different places for lack of playing time, baby. But, baby, I'm coming to play. And the play I do, you won't like, because in 1986, baby, when this bull gets raging, you're going to see Arnie Anderson. You're going to join the bed right next to Ole, because I'm putting you down in 86.
All right, you heard him, and he means it. Let's go to the ring. Gets the taste of the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Van. Van drops it. He's thinking about a man right now. Dillon and Blanchard. Dillon Blanchard, J.J. Dillon. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Van. He's got it. He does it. He's the man.
The fans really respond to the Boogie Man.
Soon, the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering.
David Crockett, there's one big difference that all these people here know and understand between the Blender Brains and the Legion of Doom. Now that big difference is that we've worked for everything that we've got. From day one, these two men struggled through the streets of Chicago, and I didn't get here playing tiddlywinks. Now, Russians, you got one thing to keep in mind and remember. And that is because we've worked for everything that we've got. When we get into that ring, we give it all that we got. Tell them, Hawk.
Hey, you know, there's 3 things that qualify you to be a member of the Koloff clan. First, you gotta be ugly. Second, you gotta be bald. And third, you gotta have a big yellow stripe down your stinking Russian back. One color that you ain't never gonna associate with the Warriors is yellow. But there's another color on our mind right now. That's red, Russian red. Ever since we were little punks growing up in Chicago, we got pushed around a lot. Then we did something about it. And ain't nobody pushing us around no more. Especially Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, or that stupid-looking German. I've had it.
David Crockett, we at the Legion of Doom have one motto that stands supreme, and all the people know it when I'm going to tell them. And that is, you mess with the best, you die with the rest.
You set him up, we'll knock him down.
Out of the locker room. Koloff And this thing over here, Baron Von Rath. Hey, you guys are up to it again, aren't you? Aren't you?
Up to what? What are you talking about, David Crockett?
What do you mean? Right, we're going to show you. We'll show the people right now what I'm talking about. Let's roll the tape, and then we'll talk over it. We'll show you what type of man you are.
You're talking about this American team, this Magnum TA. Yes, it's a special talent.
He had you beat, belly to belly, down on the mat. 1, 2, 3, and what happens? This ball-headed guy comes in, right?
You see what Nikita is doing to him right there now? You see America's team go down. We found out what their weakness is. They got weak necks. You see Nikita tickle him across the neck. Both him and this Dusty Rhodes.
in there too, right?
Yes,
all three of you men, go right after him.
You see, lay him out. He is down. He is too weak, this American. Now you will see this Dusty Rhodes come in a minute and stick his toes in.
You have to fast up.
What pleasure it is to knock Americans down, to put them down where they belong.
Look, he wraps it around his arm for the sickle, right?
Yes,
he has to use something. He's not man enough to do it by himself.
Magnum TA and Nikita, my nephew, will stop at nothing to gain the United States heavyweight title. Putting him down like this is just an example. Now you see Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, come in, but that boy illegally knocking us down.
Illegally? How you get illegally? What do you call it?
No, this baby's off. She has no place in there. She should be in the kitchen.
But what do you got to do? Yourself a woman. You're a real big man. I got to hand it to you.
This Dusty Rhodes coming in.
You're Russian princess. We're really proud of you.
But Dusty Rhodes got it and got laid down. Just what he deserved.
He stood in front. He protected her. So he got hit, right?
There's no protection at all. This big woman is always sticking her nose where it don't belong. Like I said, it belongs inside the kitchen where all other women do. She's Nakita came to this Mega TA. He won the Mega. And the Mega TA, he no here Nakita. Megan, maybe you now hear Nakita. And these are women who they're in our business. See, next time on 11, I split her hand in two. Next time, her hand go in two.
No.
American Dream, Mega TA, Lord Warrior, take a good look at good Magnum TA got what he deserved. The Road Warriors are next.
You guys done it this time. You're going to get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the ring.
Dave, I tell you what, that's about as low as you can get right there. Take a look at John Kernodle against the Barbarian, Dave. And we talked about many times the strength of the Barbarian. I know you've got a man with you.
Yes, I do.
Who'd like to go after that $10,000 Paul Jones has put up.
That's right. Ron Bass. Mr. Bass.
You know, David, a couple of weeks ago, I heard Paul Jones come out here, and he made all kind of challenges. He was willing to throw $10,000 out for somebody to meet his strong man, his Barbarian. But being an old country boy, me and $10,000 means a big, big payday. So he kind of got my attention. But being an old country boy, being fooled a couple of times, I says, wait just a minute, Jones. Let's get it down in black and white. Let's understand what the rules of it are. Because I know you're going to try to stack it against anybody. You're always going to try to get the deck in your favor. Well, brother, we sat down, and I understand the rules now. The three events is a tug of war, then the human chain or the human pull, and then the bench press. Well, Jones, you've got a man that's going to accept your challenge. You've got a man that's going to take your Barbarian to the limit. And you got a man that wants your $10,000. Because, Jones, as soon as I leave here, brother, I'm going out to the barn lot. I'm going to take my rope. I'm going to throw it around a big old Brahma bull. And we're just going to have a little tug of war, just being a 2,000-pound bull. And you better believe that when we get it ready, Jones, whenever you put your name on the line and you set the date, brother, you set the time, the big cowboy's done pulled himself a bull 4 or 5 times around the barn lot. And I'm going to be ready for you, Jones. So you just get it ready. The big cowboy's ready.
All right, Tony, you heard it from Ron Bass, and he means every single word of it.
And when Ron Bass says he'll go out and pull a 2,000-pound bull, you better believe him. Tell you what, John Kernodle won't back down either.
That's right, he won't. Against the monster, the Barbarian, and he is a monster. Kernodle jumps up, tries to grab that sleeper. The problem is The Barbarian's so tall, he tried to jump up. I don't know if he's got it locked good enough.
Oh, the Barbarian knew exactly what to do, where he was in the ring, and how to get rid of John Kernodle off his back that time.
Nice stomping to the head.
Oh, the force of that drop.
Tony, I've got to go back to the Russian, that German, Baron von Raschke. The Koloffs, I don't think they realize what they've done. I just don't think it's wrong.
Well, think about this.
They're really dumb. All right? It's bad enough having the Road Warriors come after.
Yeah, I know. Right.
All right.
Now it's America's team after you also.
Yes, sir.
Watch out for Paul Jones there.
Jones is sneaking over, slithering over. Slowly but surely. But there you go. Jones uses that cane.
Oh, he's as sneaky as you can get.
I just went over there to help him.
The steel or the brass end of that cane.
Right across that railing.
It doesn't matter how good you are and how fine of a wrestler you are, like John Kernodle. You get hit like that with a cane and then thrown up against that steel railing outside, you're really going to have some wind knocked out of you.
No, pacing back and forth, trying to get his... Fighting back. Rights and lefts now. Headbutt. Barbarian comes over now. Picks him up. Hard slam. He's going over. Slowly goes up. Here he goes. Come on, Don. You can do it. Don going over. He goes up.
Oh, it was Paul Jones, David.
Headbutt.
And now Tommy Young, I think, by seeing that, I think he may have called for a disqualification. He did. There you go.
Disqualification. John Kernodle.
Paul Jones with that cane tripped up Kernodle, and Tommy Young was right on top of it. But one fact remains, that man certainly still a big, strong man. Watch now, David. The corner of your screen. See the cane? Right there. Right on the back of the knee. And John Kernodle will win by disqualification. Rock and Roll Express in action next. And also an interview with America's team.
From the Russians. You've heard what they'd said about America's team. And we've seen what the Russians did to Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes. Now, let's hear from America's team, Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes, and what they have to say to the Russians.
You know, just about every time at first they follow Dusty Rhodes around everywhere, somebody's trying to take something from America, the American dream, America's team, whatever. Let me tell you something, Russians. This big old neck from Texas right here is standing just a little bit tall. It's been about 45 minutes since I felt the pain of the Russian sickle. Let me tell you what it's all about from here on, David. You might have been off more than you can chew this time. You've been doing what you want to be doing, but you're talking to Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, and Magnum TA, Magnum's team, and trying to put me out, and trying even suggesting that you're going to take Bennett all that off. That ain't right, baby. And now that you're going to find out what this neck's all about and what this team is all about, because Magnum feels the same way I do about it. The war that you started with the Warriors is only going to keep going because now America's team going to take care of your business.
Koloff, hope you're listening somewhere this real closely. I've dealt with lot of pain in the past, and I gotta admit I'm feeling a lot of it right now. Well, I can deal with that pain. But you think about dealing with this. You set me up. You set me up real good. But the fact of the matter is, you didn't get the job done because I'm still sitting right here now. Now you think about this fact. Now I'm coming after you. I'm not sitting around waiting for something to happen. Now America's team is focused in on the Russians. I will defend that United States heavyweight title against you, Nikita, and any time. That isn't even the issue here now. It's you and me. It's two personalities, and the wrestling world isn't big enough for the East and the West. I'm going to take you out no matter where I have to go to find you.
Mr. Cornette.
Oh, it's so nice to be here with you, David. You know, I heard you say recently that I was pear-shaped. Well, I just want to say you're looking a little fruity yourself today. Now, what I came here to do was observe the Rock and Roll Express in the final days of their reign as World Tag Team Champions. And as I can, they look like a couple of big bumblebees right now. Oh, yeah, you know, they ought to have a yellow piece of equipment down their back, too, because that's what they are, cowards. Every time the Midnight Express shows up, they're running off. Oh, come on, David. You know me better than that. I'm a man of high integrity. The Rock and Roll Express, and here right now, like I've said all along, they're a great tag team. They're the second best team in wrestling today. The Midnight Express are the best. Oh, David, you're the same song, second verse. You're like an old record.
They are the World Tag Team Champions, aren't they? Aren't they? Okay.
Right now.
They're number one.
Hey, don't have a hemorrhage. They're the World Tag Team Champions right now, but they ain't going to be for long. Like I said, I'm observing them in their final reign as champions, the final days of their reign, because the Midnight Express is hot on their track, and before too long, we're going to have those World Tag Team belts.
Here he goes. Watch this teamwork.
They double team them.
They do it every time. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. The Rock and Roll Express. They are the World Tag Team Champions. Hey, look out. Midnight Express is in. They're in. They're going after Robert. They're going after him. Cornette's in there. What are they going to do now? Look, he's got the belt. Cornette's got the belt. He's going after him. They're whipping. They're whipping Robert gets him. They're holding him across and whipping him. Ricky Boy comes in and they shoot. Like the cowards they are. Look at it again. Look at him. There they are. They're stretching out. And Mr. Cornette gets his belt and starts to whip away. Oh, Robert gets him. But Ricky Boy comes in. Again, your winners, the Rock and Roll Express.
Let's take time out for these commercial messages about the worldwide wrestling events coming up in your area.
Television champion Arn Anderson and Dillon Blanchard Enterprises.
David Crockett, it amazes me how the dogs they are, this, that, and the other. What you see is a plan by the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette to force the Rock and Roll Express to put the world's titles up. That's all it is.
But it takes 3 of them, right?
So it just takes a little intimidation to get them to sign a contract. That's a philosophy that I've done before, Arn's done before.
And it backfired on you, didn't it?
No, it doesn't. It gets them in the ring. It gets the titles on the line, David Crockett, and that's the bottom line. It gets the money matches going. What happened to mine?
your brother and you and Magnum TA took a little payoff under the table, and that's what happened to mine. Because as these fans holler, I quit, Dusty Rhodes likes to say, I quit. But you watched it, everybody around the country watched it, and the words never crossed my lips. James J.?
You know, there's an old saying, what goes around comes around, and here's a situation
You better believe
where now the American dream has got to haul her around, and he's got to live with the fact that he made the biggest mistake of his life ever come out and taking up for her, because it's got to be embarrassing for her on many situations to even be seen with her. And as far as Magnum TA is concerned, he's out there holding the U.S. title belt around his waist, and it's got to be a bit of embarrassment to him to know that in time he's not going to be able to hold on to that title. And then what's he going to make in the way of excuses when the time comes that the likes of Mr. Tully Blanchard Enterprises can proudly wear the United States Championship belt or the National Heavyweight belt?
JJ, not to interrupt you, the thing is right here, you got 2 of the 4 horsemen. 1 down, 3 left. Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, any combination, any time, the greatest tag team on the face of the earth.
Saturday night's all right for fighting when TV 53 presents Championship Wrestling. Every Saturday night of the month, TV 53 works up a sweat. Look for NWA World Television Champion Arn Anderson, the Russians Ivan and Nikita Koloff, Tag Team Champs Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, and wait till you see what Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant does to his opponent. Tonight and every Saturday night, it's Championship Wrestling, only on WPGH TV 53.
Affordable family.
Again, Tully Blanchard Incorporated.
I apologize on your behalf for not letting Arn Anderson talk very much earlier in today's program. But fortunately, Mr. Anderson, as always, has done his talking in the ring. I see he's in the ring right now for a match. So why don't we stand by and add our expertise when you start fumbling and get lost for words.
Wonderful. Let's go to the ring.
World Television title, you know, as everybody knows, I made the World Television title what it is today, and Arn Anderson's going to take it with a little bit of coaching, a little bit of help. And if this guy over here, you pay all this money to, will ring the bell, we'll start this match. Thank you, sir. And we'll get to see just exactly what one of the 4 horsemen of professional wrestling, the world television champion, Arn Anderson, can do and will do. He's in there, and that title's on the line. Because I tell you what, I said it many times, Arn has the prestigious honor of going out and saying it now. Nobody can beat one of the 4 horsemen in 20 minutes, any day of the year, any year.
Well, that just shows that he is a good defensive wrestler. Right?
Well, David Crockett, you can say anything you want. Jason, how much do they pay you around here anyway? Let's just talk about Arn Anderson. He is tremendous, being a tremendous offensive wrestler right now. But of course, you're turned around looking at us instead of watching the monitor like you should.
We watch him now. He has that arm bar on Rocky King. Rocky King, a good young wrestler. He keeps him down. Twisted around.
Patented Anderson move right there, David Crockett. Work on that one body part, wear it down, make the guy give up.
Right back to basics, and the important thing is he's not being motivated by the cheers of the people. He's a self-motivated individual. He goes to the gym. He's paid his dues in the past. He's in there practicing his craft, doing what he does best, and that's wrestling. And that's what the name is on the marquee.
And that he does. He is one part of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. He is the world's television champion, so that means he is one of the best. You have to give him credit. But look at Rocky King.
I'm proud of you, David. You finally gave credit where credit is due.
I've always said that he's one of the best because he is a champion. He won it in a tournament. He went through a lot of good wrestlers to win that championship. He's held on to it. How long he will hold on to it, that's a different story. But watch him now. Here he goes. This is the Anderson move. Pick a man up, hold his arm behind him, and slam him right on that arm.
You know, David, I think you have to give added credit to Mr. Anderson also, because during the last month, there was a great problem of who was going to be the rightful holders of the National Tag Team Championships.
The media really blitzed him with a lot of questions. Was Ole Anderson going to be back? Was he going to make the 30 days? This put a lot of added pressure on Arn Anderson. He had to have this in the back of his mind because an equal amount of hard work went into gaining the tag team title. But he's managed to keep his concentration. He knows that in this situation, the World Television title is certainly equally important, if not more important, because it is an individual single title. And he's continued to go out time and time again and defend it. Of course, the problem with the tag team titles is yet to be resolved.
That's right. Those tag team titles have been held up. The National Wrestling Alliance.
The Americans team will get them, and then Arn and I, or Rick and I, or Arn and Rick will be able to take them down a notch or two. Oh, excuse me. I forgot. America's team is injured now. They stuck their nose in where it didn't belong again, and they got it whacked off by the Russian sickle, didn't they?
There's it.
1, 2, 3.
The Gort Buster, the Arn Anderson. He is still the world's television champion. Let's go back and watch him now. Watch him pick Rocky King up, and he sets him up. Powers him up. There he goes. He has him and drops him right on.
He likes to call that the gourd buster. And brother, I'm going to tell you what, Rocky King's gourd got busted.
That is correct. Your winner, the world's television champion, Arn Anderson. And with me, again, J.J. Dillon and Tully Blanchard.
You know, David, Mr. Blanchard made the world television title what it is today. And fortunately, Mr. Arn Anderson has carried on in that great tradition, and he should be so complimented. But I think the meaning of the world television title was been brought up to the current level by Mr. Blanchard. So naturally, he's very interested any time this title is defended. But we've had to shift gears with Mr. Anderson proudly defending this title time and time again. And I'm not going to make it a secret. We've set our sights on the national title currently held by Dusty Rhodes. Once again, the domino theory is proven to have been the answer, taking the one man that was the cornerstone behind the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm talking about the boogeyman, Jimmy Valiant, eliminating him from the situation. Magnum TA's got problems of his own with the call-offs, so the path has been cleared right to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Blanchard?
Well, you know, James J., you brought it to my attention. That's why you got the job, because you picked up some things. You know, you can't see the forest for the trees sometimes when you get a little bit close. And I was obsessed with Magnum TA. Well, Magnum TA, you're just like Jimmy Valiant. You know, if Dusty Rhodes stopped, it'd go boom, 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 boom. It'd be like a train wreck. You guys would be so close to him. Well, that's fine. Valiant's gone. He's history. If the U.S. title comes back to me, that's history. But the ultimate goal, the domino theory, that when you kill a snake, you take off the head.
Mr. Blanchard, there's one more subject that's a very sore subject, but we're going to have to address it, and that's, of course, Baby Doll. And everybody knows that she rightfully belongs to you, whether you want her back or not.
The bottom line, James J., let me tell you the bottom line. I suffered some indignities. Yes. Dusty Rhodes talks about, oh, he's a better man, he's a better wrestler. No. But the bottom line is, when the National Heavyweight Championship belt comes to me and comes to Tully Blanchard Enterprises, Baby Doll is going to lose the glitter. Oh. She's going to have to take her jeans off, and she's going to put all her fine clothes back on, and she's going to come walking up, and she'll go, please, please, will you take me back?
Baby Doll is going to find out that the distance between the limousine driver and the back of the limousine is only a few short feet, but in stature, it's a great distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week on the best in professional wrestling, Worldwide Wrestling.
Worldwide Wrestling is a